I thought we can do a little practical thing in baking as making a plant.
Well, how nice.
Yeah, I know you love plants.
I love plants.
You, then I wonder, but you're building a spaceship. I guess you need some
Well,
plants when it's ready, so we can
oh
decorate
yeah.
it with some plants here.
Oh, it's not decoration. It's almost survival.
I have this plant in my garden. It's like huge. It's like 2 or 3 meters high. It starts out very small, like 10 centimeters, but it's now 3 feet is like, no, meters is like
Uh-huh.
uh, that's like 10 feet, yeah?
Yeah. Wow.
And I thought, why pick this one? Because it has these leaves, and leaves, of course, have transparency between the leaves. So
Yes, you do.
how you bake something which has transparent parts?
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually the main issue. I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, let's do that. I hope you'll
Mm-hmm.
agree.
All right.
Um,
So you are recording, right?
yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes.
Sorry.
So let's go to the blender thing. I'm not gonna rebuild completely this plant. That would take too long. I wouldn't manage this in an hour. So here we have the end result. Hmm. Somebody left?
I think we lost somebody. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my stream is no. Well, anyway. So
No, we're all here.
we have the leaves on these. What is the name of these things? Gray.
Stem.
The stem.
Uh-huh. Stem.
Okay, and we have the earth. How do you
Mm-hmm.
call earth in the pot?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we
Dirt.
have a pot. Yeah, well, a
And
pot
we
you
have
all know how to make, yeah? And of course, a stem you all know how to make because that's just actually a curve, which is a little bended, or you could use a cylinder, which you kind of bend around
mm-hmm.
with your proportional editing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to show that. What's more interesting is how you UV map all these stems and how you UV map and make the leaf and how you
Yes.
bake it. Well, you also see one thing you have to consider when baking these textures is where do I want to see detail?
Mm.
Um, well, you tell me, Gray, where would you like the detail to be? What needs the most of the texture space?
Well, I would say probably the maybe the larger leaves, the ones that are on top.
Yeah, the leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we see here also we have like one, two, three, four, five, six, I think, leaves.
Mm,
But do you
actually, there's more
you
than
have
that.
to ask yourself, do they all have to be different? And there is the bottom of the leaf. Should that be
Hmm.
different? Because then you need like 12 textures, yeah? Do I really need 12 textures to make this? What can I
Mm.
just do with
Well, if
with
you're,
one texture for the plant and one texture for the earth in the pot,
yeah,
which means two materials for second life. Uh,
yeah,
and we have like one, two, three, four. Now, at least four textures here, four phases, four materials. But if we can compress that into two for second life, then we gain some space, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so those are considerations when you're making this. I said to myself, well, let's just use one leaf maybe for the top and leave the option for another texture for the bottom. Then we're gonna bake this. But I would like to be this all into one texture and not more, which might cause some issues because if we look at this end result and we will turn on here the full render, you see of course that the top leaves get more lights
Yes.
than the one below, yeah? Because,
Oh, sure.
So if I want to have that kind of detail in my plant, I need more texture space, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I don't mind, then I can get away maybe with one texture for every leaf, the same texture.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, you have to ask yourself, well, which one I'm gonna bake, the top one or maybe this one, because this one here gets some shadow from the one above.
Mm-hmm.
All considerations, yeah? The less texture space, the faster it will load and will show up.
Mm-hmm.
Is this clear, dear pupils? What would you do, Shanna? Just aiming for small texture spaces, as less as possible, or a lot of detail? Shanna thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me time to stir my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I brewed it myself, I blended it and grinded it and
Mm-hmm.
cooked it. And
Wow. Gourmet.
I think Shanna has a very detailed opinion.
Yeah, she's really thinking. Okay, here we go. So it all depends.
Yeah, it all depends. Would it be a focal point or would it be some kind of fake decoration in the background? Well, that all depends. Yeah, so, but you can do whatever you like, of course. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, it all depends, usually.
Yes. It's a great answer for many, many questions.
I don't know. Well, if you want your pasta soft or al dente,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the answer is it all depends. It's always the
Well,
same.
no, it all depends.
No, it doesn't depend. Pasta should be al dente. No, doesn't
No.
even depend on the sauce. It's the texture between my teeth.
Yeah, but what if you have, what one day you wake up and your mouth is your teeth are sore and you ache and you say, "Oh, I don't want to chew
No,
so
then
much."
you stop eating pasta. Then you just get some yogurt or whatever.
Yogurt.
Okay,
All right.
so let's focus on the leaf first. Yeah, let's go
Okay.
to. I go to frontal view. I will pick this leaf here. That doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's beautiful.
And I go to this. Look at this. So let's go to two. I'm forgetting the names.
Solid.
Solid mode. Yeah, I'm gonna edit this one.
Mm-hmm.
How do? Well, if I look at the picture of these leaves, well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you see they kind of bended, yeah.
Oh, yes.
They hang to the side. They're very big, like a meter, like 3-4 feet wide, yeah. Each
I can
leaf.
see that. I
So
can see that.
and they are resting on this little stem, so they hang kind of, you know. So I thought, okay, but I don't want too much detail. So I made this square You can see that, yeah. And I divide it in 9 parts, and I cut it here with a loop in the middle, so I
Mm-hmm.
get
Mm-hmm.
this kind of shape, yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
like almost like wings, and from the side it looks like this, yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. Very leaf-like.
So for that we need a texture, yeah. So let's see. I will give you the textures. I will give you the blend file.
Oh,
How do I
thank you.
get the texture of this leaf, by the way? It's very hard to find, of course, this specific plant, T-Rex. It's called T-Rex, or even it's called yeah, Tetrapanax papyrifier.
Tetrapanax.
Tetrapanax,
Tetrapanax. Yeah.
or
Yeah. Oh, I
short,
see.
we
I
short,
see the scale over there on that last picture that's close to, shows the house.
here, yeah.
Yeah, that's a giant.
It's
That's a
a
giant
giant
plant.
plant. Yeah, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
plant. You can
Yeah.
buy them. I bought them like in a pot, and then I made
Uh-huh.
a mistake to take it out of the pot and put it in my garden, and
Oh no.
now it's all over the place. It
Now it's
multiplies like wheat, yeah, like crazy.
really.
Um, so better leave it in the pot. But this is kind of beautiful if it's kind of big. Gives a lot of shadow if needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
Anyway,
Big plant.
what did I want to say, Gray? Oh yeah, how do you find a leaf?
Yeah.
Well,
Finding a
mm,
single leaf
yeah,
texture.
most of the time you don't find a single leaf. Yeah, or you have really search hard, and then you don't get the top view nice, and then you have to edit it and cut it
Mm.
out, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so that I thought let's go to Midjourney then.
Oh no.
Let's go to Midjourney, and we're
Mid Journey. Do
yeah.
our students know about Mid Journey?
I don't
Are
know.
they are they familiar
Some
with Mid
probably
Journey?
do. Some probably do. Doesn't really matter. It's just I
Well,
like to see it. You can the point is let's first click it here and get it on the screen,
yeah,
and I go
yeah.
to
See, they don't know it, but
Okay, now you have the monitor. What just happened?
we'll give them a brief description, a
Yeah,
very brief.
that's what I wanted to do, Gray.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I I need more patience. I think.
So, who knows Midjourney?
Neither of them know it
None.
very well.
None of them. Well,
Uh-huh.
the plus side is okay. First, what is Midjourney? Midjourney is a AI program, a website. Well, mainly a program where you can give it some text and it will make you a picture. In this case, I typed in this text here. I just told it, what do I need? I said, I want an image. No, I said, imagine. Imagine, and I say, what do I have to imagine, Kai? I said, you have to imagine for me an illustrated green tetrapanax papyrifera leaf.
Perifera. Mm-hmm.
That's all what I do, and I say, click.
Oh, you did. You just put that in.
You put that in, and in this case, I put it in Midjourney. I made
Mm-hmm.
this Midjourney bot, Midjourney, I made my friend. So I asked Midjourney, give me a bot and friend it so I can talk to it, and then here it generates a picture.
Look at that.
And you can be
And,
very specific. You could say an illustrated green leaf from the top, or from the bottom, or from the side, or
mm-hmm.
with a stem, or in a garden, or you could say an oak leaf, or whatever kind of leaf, a maple
Mm-hmm.
leaf, doesn't really matter. this I often use if I want uh, a texture.
Oh yeah,
And
look at
I
that.
say specifically, I say I want illustrated because I think when I click hit illustrated, I get a less realistic, more fitting for Second Life picture.
Right, right. Look at that fourth one down there. That's beautiful. It's
So
not
it's not the
sliced up.
same. This one looks more like it, so it makes different variations of the texture. And
Yeah,
if I don't like it, I click this button here. I say,
look at it again.
do it again. Show me four
Re-
different ones.
It's a redo. Yeah, you're right, little sesame. It
Huh?
is
What?
it is a genius use.
And I could
Very,
say, instead of
very helpful.
illustrated, I could say painted or detailed photograph. I could even specify what kind of
Uh-oh.
camera I want and the focus of the lens and whatever. If I want it lighted or not. If I need rim lighting of the leaves, or if I want a dark background or no background, or a volcano in the background. It doesn't really matter. I can get anything I want. This looks more like it, yeah? Are we still here?
Mm-hmm.
This looks more like it. So if I want this one, I just say, give me number one, blow it up. It takes about like 60 seconds max if you pay for it. Pay what, guy? No, this was $30 a month,
Yeah.
which is kind of that's the most expensive subscriptions you can, and you get kind of how much 15 minutes of compute time. I in 15 minutes, no, hours. Sorry, hours. In
Yeah.
15
Right.
hours, you can generate a lot of pictures.
You can generate a lot.
You can
That's
also pay $10. You generate like you get not 15 hours, but I think 2 hours. I'm not sure. And you have the free version. Well, that's kind of useless because you can only like do 10 pictures, and that's it forever. So that's useless.
yeah. The I have the basic, which is like $10 a month.
Well, anyway, it said there's an error. So I will show you the end result. I already showed you. I took this picture and
Beautiful.
I edited out the white, deleted the white background, so
Mm,
then I have a transparent
right.
background. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So what happens next is the UV map, of course. So if I edit this picture, I made it transparent.
Mhm.
So if we look at the texture and we put it into here, then we see everything. Transparency black. So I have to do something with this channel,
Alpha.
the alpha channel. What so happens, there's an alpha here
Mm.
and it says 1, meaning everything is white. Show everything. Yeah? But I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
show everything, I only want to show the white. Thus I so put in the alpha channel of this texture into the alpha here.
Right.
And now we get transparency. See?
Gotcha. Got it.
And okay, but we aren't there yet. Yeah? What about the ambient occlusion of the environment? Yeah, of the other leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So the other leaves, I need the ambient occlusion also included.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, make an ambient occlusion like I showed you last time. make a colorant for how much ambient occlusion do I want, mix that with the texture. Yeah, texture goes in the A, ambient occlusion in the B channel,
Mm-hmm.
darken this, and that will be my texture. But of course I put the same material, the same leaf on every leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely sure how this is calculated.
Hmm.
Huh?
Hmm.
Well, I am actually sure because you have to bake them one at a time. If I would bake this leaf into a texture, of course I get a different result than if I bake one here below. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's just for a minute go back to this one. This one here are two squares. If I really zoom in, you can see I made two of them.
I see that.
Yeah, I solidified this square, and then it's very hard to get there. I deleted
No.
the edges between the leaves. Yeah. So this
Mm-hmm.
one is a copy of this one actually, and then
Right.
I flipped this one. So this one, the bottom is a mirror of the top.
Ah.
So if
Tricky.
I look at it, and you see
Yeah.
this here is mirrored from the other side.
Gotcha.
Maybe not exactly what I want because in reality this bottom would look different, but
Mm-hmm.
who will actually, oh yeah, like Strand said or Shanna said, I don't know who it was, it all depends. If somebody really gonna be a pain in the ass, he could say, well Kai, how come the bottom looks different than the top? Well, because I didn't want to waste your time loading stuff. That's your answer.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. So, in other words, you're doing them a favor.
Right.
Uh-huh. You're being good to them.
Yeah, you can always tell them, well, if you don't like the plant, you don't have to buy it.
Oh man, that's harsh.
Yeah. Anyway.
And stop using my whining voice. I can tell you're mimicking me.
I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So if I would bake this one, I got a different one. Yeah. So I picked one. I think okay, I did. I can't remember which one I took. Maybe this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we
Mm-hmm.
same material, different position, different leaf, but that doesn't really matter. Where do we bake to? We need the texture. We do two things now, yeah?
All
Like
right.
I said last time. We have the input UV map, which is
Right.
mapped completely. But then,
Right.
like I said, I want to compress this, the bottom and the top, together with the stem into one single texture.
Right.
So let's make a texture for the output, for the baking, yeah? The bake map.
Mm-hmm.
Which uses a different UV map.
Mm-hmm.
This one here.
Right.
This one is for Second Life. This one is for Blender. This one is shown now here on the screen. This one is
Mm-hmm.
not shown.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's bake this one.
Okay.
Let's see.
While we're baking that, could I ask a question?
Well, I don't think you can ask your question quick enough because this baking will take like 2 seconds.
Okay.
So ask anyway.
All right. The illustration up in the 3D viewer looks a bit washed out. Is it because it's just
This one,
no in
this
the
one.
3D? Yeah. It looks a bit washed out. It doesn't have as much contrast as the illustration over in the UV.
Yeah, well, let's see why. Probably the specular is a little too high.
Yeah.
And the
Spec.
roughness could be a little bit more. I don't have these textures, so I have to manually adjust them. Yeah? Or
Yeah.
I have to make them. But
Right.
now it looks better, eh?
I think it does look a better.
Yeah,
But I guess my question is, what is going to come forward once you download it to Second Life?
how it would look like.
Yeah.
Well,
Would it look like
since
rendered?
since we don't bake the roughness and the specular into the color,
Right.
you wouldn't see anything about from that. It would
Okay.
just be
Not
color, yeah.
good.
It would just be color and ambient occlusion what you see.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, but if you want to get an idea what you get into Second Life, then you get something like this. If this is
Okay.
turned up all the way up and this one all the way down.
Okay. All right. Now, if you adjust the ambient occlusion, does that affect?
That would affect everything, yeah.
Would
So
that?
so we take this leaf here.
Yeah.
We go into
Yeah. That's what I was wondering if it would go
cycles
into
view.
render. Uh
If we
huh.
would play around with this here, um,
Mm.
you see, that would
Yeah. Yeah.
that would
Okay.
that would change a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
So if I put it like this,
Uh huh.
very dark shadow here from this leaf onto that one, and I would
Uh huh.
bake this one,
It would always have that big
it
shadow.
would always have for every leaf that big shadow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
No, I didn't want that.
Okay.
Not just we, yeah, we. I don't know if you
We.
don't want that, but
We.
that
We.
that's
We.
why
We.
that's why I think I picked this leaf
Yeah.
here.
Kind of the full brightness. Yeah.
Not full, it gets a little shadow, but
Well, yeah. Yeah.
nobody will know. This one is the one probably most in view. It's the biggest one,
Right.
one on the front.
Right. That's
Um,
what. That's what
so
people are going to say.
that's why I picked this one. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
You
I
know,
see your. I see your logic. Mm.
of course I can make several textures. Yeah? I can bake this one and this one and this one and use 3 different textures for these 6 leaves. Yeah, to get some
Yeah.
variations.
But is somebody gonna sit and look at that one plant
I
on your
would.
scene?
I would if I would visit your sim and you would have this plant. Yes, I would.
Well, I know you would, but I'm talking about normal people.
No, normal people don't.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, they don't typically just sit there and look at a plant and say, "Huh, look at all these leaves look the same." Yeah, no, no.
yeah,
I think it's an overall general kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
kind of
Okay,
general.
let's bake this
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Now,
I didn't mean to take us off track. Go ahead. Let's bake.
let's go to the baking. Yeah,
Let's go
cycles,
bake. Hmm.
GPU
Yep.
compute is on.
Yep.
Do we how much? Okay, the viewport isn't really interesting. This is the one that's interesting. Do we need 48
Hmm.
samples? Not really. 12
Oh,
would
we
be
need
enough. So that would be
12.
very fast for baking. Yeah,
Very
very
quick. Yeah.
fast. We denoise is on, so we don't get all
Yes.
these spickles. And
Yep.
then we go to bake,
Oh, we go to bake now.
and we just bake the diffuse. Yeah?
We bake the diffused version. Okay.
No lighting, only color.
Only color.
Yeah, so we only get the texture color, the texture as is,
Right.
and the ambient occlusion of that leaf. Yeah?
Right.
Click the
Right.
leaf, click the texture you're gonna bake to,
Right.
this one here,
Right.
and now we can click bake. Bzzzt, bzzzt, done.
Done. Wow. Look at that. Hey,
Ah,
wait a minute.
hey, wait a
What
minute.
happened?
Oh, wait a minute. This is not
What?
right. This
What
is
happened?
wrong. I have a leaf. But didn't I want it? What's going on here?
What is going on there,
It should
Kai?
also include the stem. I think. Didn't we want this one here? Let's go back to the data properties. Should I select this one?
Bake map.
Active bake map. Active UV map. I don't know if that helps. I hope everything works now.
Well, we shall see.
Bake.
Yeah, we'll bake again.
Ah, yeah,
And
there we go.
there we go. Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah. So we have.
So is the one on the right the one underneath?
Yeah. So we have the one on the left is the top, the one on the right is the bottom.
Okay.
If I edit this now, if I edit this, I select all faces, you see
Yeah.
the UV map. I split the bottom and the top to two
Yeah.
different parts. Huh?
I see that. Mm-hmm.
No stem yet. Yeah.
No stem. No stem.
I didn't select the stem for the bake. If I want to bake two different objects into one texture, I have to select them both objects and say bake, and then it will bake first the leaf. Will not erase the picture which it just made for the leaf, and then we'll add the stem to it. So, but first we need a texture for the stem.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, if you think finding a leaf was hard,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
finding a stem was kinda. I thought, okay, let's just generate the stem. Let's click on the stem.
Those stems are hiding underneath there, aren't they?
Oh.
There we go.
Let's focus on the stem. I made some curves and then I made the stem, yeah?
Yeah.
And I need the texture for the stem.
Yeah.
Let's
You could almost make a
focus on this.
Voronor.
Oh, you read my mind.
Oh, did I?
I didn't use any texture.
Yeah, procedural.
This is, I thought, oh, I'll just let generate the texture, yeah?
Yeah.
I take like a wave texture and a noise texture and some color, like these colors.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
those are beautiful
put
colors
it all
for a stem.
together and I get a nice texture and I even get a normal.
Wow.
How does that work?
There we go.
You see?
Mm-hmm. I do see that. Little stripey there.
If I show this one here, still black, still stripy. Well, it got some kind of smudgy
Mm-hmm.
noise, yeah? That's what I did. Some
Right.
fudgy, smudgy noise.
Smudgy noise. That's a technical term.
Yeah. If you select all of these,
Mm-hmm.
you see This is how this stem is UV mapped onto that smudgy noise. Yeah, and they all these stems use the same UV map. So I made 6 or 8, what is it, 8 different stems, and then I joined them together, and they all have overlapping UV maps. But when I then go to the bake map, and you see they all have a different spot. Each stem has a different spot.
I see that.
Together with the leaves. Is this kind of clear what I did here? You think so, but you aren't sure.
There'll be no thinking in this class.
Well, thinking is good. Trying, you have to try now and do this, of course, if you like.
Yeah.
So, if I want to bake this, I select this one, and I select one of the leaves, and I say, bake.
Bake that.
Let's first make sure everything here is selected. I go to the stem, select this node. Go to, select that node, the output, go to the leaf, select that node. If you don't do that, especially if you like 4 objects, you have selected them all, and one of them you didn't select the output node, then you get an error. That doesn't know how to bake. So you have to always make sure, select them one by one.
Yeah, gotcha.
Select the leaf, shift select the stem, make sure this one is also selected. Now we're gonna bake to the bake map, so this one is here selected.
Right.
We go to the cycles render.
And bake. Oops.
We bake the color. Bake.
There we go. We're all. Whoop. There it is.
So first, first it generated this one here, and then it put this one on top of it, the 2 leaves.
Right.
Now I have one single texture which I can use to put on all the leaves and on the stem.
I'll be right back.
The same you can do with the pot and the earth. So the pot has a texture. If I edit that one, the pot has a texture. We go to UV map. Which texture used is the pot using? Well, the texture is. The pot. The pot is. This is the soil pot. Oh, this one. This one I use for the pot. This is how I UV mapped it. So that gets on the pot. The soil is the second one. The soil this one. I select all the soil, go to the material, select all. So this is how I map the soil on this texture. If I select the pot and I go to the bake map, select everything, then you see here's space for the soil and the rest is reserved for the pot. The pot is down here. This is the soil, the rest is pot. One texture for soil and pot. Select the pot with the soil, select the output. This is selected, bake, now I can bake. This is a 512 by 1024 texture, soil and pot. Meaning I get two different materials for this pot with the soil. Terracotta pot and the soil, which get two different phases in Second Life. So you get to put two different textures, or twice the texture on each material in Second Life. So, yeah, so you have two phases in Second Life. You put this same texture on both phases. First it will show the soil, then it will show the pot. You know, you could even put everything into one texture. You lose some detail, then you can compress it more. Now I use two textures, one 1K by 1K texture and one half K by 1K. So you can even compress everything into 1K texture. You lose some detail on what you see. You can play with that. So, to conclude, you learn two things: how to deal with transparency and how to compress textures into one, several leaves into one. And you can play with, now we used one texture for one leaf. For every leaf it's the same texture, but you can of course bake for each leaf a different one. You're back, Ray?
Yes, I am back. I'm sorry I had to get a little coffee. I was drifting off there a little bit.
So yeah, I noticed. Your question got kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, fuzzy there. Yeah. No, I got up very early this morning. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we spent almost an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I didn't cover, you think, or isn't clear? Next week we will do multi-bake. No, not multi-bake. We will bake. Uh, we will bake high polish onto low polish.
Oh yeah, that always gets me confused.
Yeah.
But then again, what doesn't get me confused, right?
Well, there won't. There will be plenty once I get hands on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, not hands out, but hands on. Yeah.
Gone, yeah.
This is can be very confusing. Baking isn't really straightforward.
Oh, it's baking is not for sissies. No way.
No. I hope there are no sissies in this class.
Well,
Because
wow.
then, if there would be, you just insulted them. Yeah? Correct. Okay. How can you say this? Hmm?
How do I say what?
That is not for sissies. I meet sissies every day, so they shouldn't be in
Yeah.
this class. What?
No. No.
No?
No. No.
No?
No. No. Well, I mean, let me restate that. Baking is for people that have a sharp mind. Is that better?
Then I'm out.
Well,
Oh,
you,
it disqualifies all of us.
so this you mean I wasted my last hour on you
Well, I
people?
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't call it wasted. I'd call it more pointless.
What? Pointless.
I'm kidding.
You
You
guys are
know, I'm
like an
kidding.
old couple.
Well,
You know,
I can do
I'm
another
always,
class if you like, where it's more simpler that we just one-on-one baking and nothing too difficult.
well,
But then you
no,
will never make a plant, huh?
no, I have to hear things like 3 or 4
Oh yeah, but you
times.
can rewind the video and then
Yeah, yeah,
play it every day if you like.
yeah. But I remember some of this from other classes too, so it helps. It really does help.
Baking made sense to me in the old blender, like 279, but anything notes just makes my head explode.
Yeah, nodes are tricky. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I
Well,
told Kai.
I like
I,
this more than before. It was yeah more before was more like Photoshop works in these layers. I even can't remember how you baked.
yeah.
But here all you have to of course you have to build up this tree, but all you have to remember is I need an output texture and I need to select the object and then I can hit the bake. And it
Yeah.
will bake whatever you have here.
Yeah. Yeah, I told Kai that I think nodes fits his particular mind better because it seems more code like, it seems more sequential, like you work from left to right, and he has a really good familiarity with what nodes are needed.
No, it's not different. I mean,
It's not
before it was layers, which was from top to bottom, I think,
right,
where you stack them all together. But
right.
this is like sideways, where you also still have actually you have to see it. But if you
Yeah,
if you display it like this, you have this layer and this layer.
right,
You still have
right.
these two layers, which you put
Yeah,
together at the bottom,
yeah. I guess
which
that's true. I need just a
I,
better understanding of nodes.
yeah, and for
I'm
me this is more visual for me. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
very,
for me it's
very
more
much.
easier because I can see what I'm doing.
Yes.
and and it's not hidden in layers and layers with names.
Yeah. Sorry, Sesame, go ahead.
No, I'm just it. Considering it took me 8 months to actually open Blender without my eyes starting to bleed, it's gonna take a while until I'm comfortable with nodes.
Yeah. Well, maybe so. Maybe so. We all learn at different paces. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So I know I can't remember. It took me a while to learn it also. And watching a lot of people do it helps. And then you have to try and try and try.
Yes.
And cry and cry and cry.
Right. Cry and
Because it
try.
fails and fails and
That's
fails. And then fuck how they did it.
that's my pace. Yeah, that's my pace. Yes.
Well, you will get there in the end. I will stop the recording now, unless
Okay.
somebody has something important to say. Well, nothing is